To everybody listening, this is the Caffeine and Nicotine podcast. I'm your host, Sean Lebrec, and I'm sitting here with my three friends, Drew Deminy.
What's up, guys?
Bradley, too.
I am also here.
And Tanner Mischler.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking religion with you guys. To start this off, let's go through and see what religion we all are here. Alright, I'll go first. I am an agnostic, and I don't really care.
I'm a Scientologist. No, I'm actually, I don't know, I'm kind of agnostic or atheist. I don't really know, but one of the two.
Oh, I used to self-identify as like a Mormon,
Nope.
but now I'm
Sure.
more agnostic atheist as well. We got a wide panel.
The same.
Yeah, completely the same.
So we're going to get some good viewpoints on this, obviously. So when did you guys become atheists, or when did you sort of just stop following religion?
When I woke up and realized it was all bullshit.
All right.
I've always been like skeptical of it. Like I didn't really understand it as a kid, and then I remember I went through like Lutheran CCD. It's like catechism, I think it's called.
Yep.
Or whatever. And I actually had Jake Moggin's mom
Oh, wow.
as a teacher, and we were talking about like what's the first book in the Bible. We were talking about basically the creation story.
Genesis, I think, right?
Yeah, we were like talking about like dinosaurs and stuff, and like I knew that like dinosaurs were like around like millions and millions and years ago, but she was like talking about how there was like 6,000 or 7,000 years old. So I asked her about it, and she got like really angry at me and made me like really uncomfortable just for like questioning it.
When, like, how old were you?
I was probably like 13 or 14.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then that's when I really just started becoming skeptical. I think a lot of it was just being forced to go to catechism.
Yeah.
I'd probably say the common theme is middle school when most people start questioning it. It's kind of your rebellious years.
Do you have Sean, do you know, like, did you have a moment that you realized it, sort of, or was it just sort of a slow...
There's not a moment that stands out, but it was definitely in middle school sometime. I remember posting to my MySpace page, Anarchy Rules or something like that. It was so cheesy. And that was definitely when I hit my stage. I remember, the moment I remember is going for a walk to BP with Roy and probably like Ben, just like our group. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I believe in God, guys. And Roy was amazed. He was shocked.
He'd never thought of such a thing.
Yeah.
For me, I went to forced to go to catechism too. That's what it's called for Catholics too. My mom was actually a teacher for a few years, but
that's right.
yeah. So this was probably I think in middle school sometime. We had this lady who was like a nurse or some shit, and she would teach catechism too. And she told us that like girls who are raped are meant to be raped because it's in God's plan or something like that.
No.
Yeah, because she was like explaining all this stuff, and we were like, some of the people were like, okay, this seems wrong. Like, how can all this bad stuff happen if it's all like God's plan? And she was like, you guys are really unfaithful. You should really just fix that about yourselves. Like, she wouldn't answer the question. Actually. So that's when I kind of realized, like, yeah, this isn't for me.
Isn't it weird how much it seems like brainwashing? It's kind of like the repeating the Pledge of Allegiance thing every day, and you go, if you're going to church and you go there and you say the same thing every time, and you say what they tell you to say, and then you can go home. I don't know.
Yeah, it is weird.
Like, sing along with the songs.
Yeah.
It's like everyone talks in like that weird droning chant thing too when they read through the Bible. Like,
There must be like a lot of psychology behind that. Like,
yeah.
subconscious is just like ignoring like what you're saying pretty much. Like, you know what to say, but you're just saying it. That's like, it goes back to a Pledge of Allegiance, but it kind of speaks to anything that's like that.
Yeah, you're just going through the motions, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't like any subliminal messages. Anything that's trying to get me to do something. This is kind of like a debate that I was having with somebody before about how they were saying that subliminal messages in stores, like they said it would be okay if like stores played in the music that are in the stores to buy more, like occasionally slip that in like to each one of the songs. Because they're like, well, you're going to the store anyway, so you're gonna buy something. You're gonna buy something. I don't agree with any subliminal messages.
Mentally tricked at the store.
Yeah, you might as well be
Yeah.
mentally
Might
tricked
as
at the
well.
store.
I think a lot of people are just religious because their parents are, and that's just the social like stigma. Like you don't want to be non-religious because then you're like different. Basically.
Yeah, I think that's how it starts for a lot of people too,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think that's how it was. I think that was a lot stronger like a long time ago, but now it seems like as more things are becoming okay with our society, it's just kind of okay to not be religious anymore too.
So I have a little bit of a story about that, but have you guys ever had any problems with people, or like had anyone say anything to you about like being an atheist at all?
I don't really push
Like-
my atheism onto people.
Sure, but like just like I don't know, maybe your parents or like your
My mom
parents.
thinks it's a phase.
Really? Right.
And I tried to explain to her, I was like, my like not believing in God is like the same as your belief in God.
Yeah.
But mine's actually founded on like evidence.
Yeah. Makes
Not a
sense.
book.
For me, I've had a couple. My mom told me, like when I told her at first, because I don't even know why I thought it was important that I tell my mother this, but I was like, yeah, I think I'm an atheist, and she's like, all right, you're not celebrating Christmas anymore, so you're not getting any Christmas presents. And this is when I was in middle school, and this is like her overreacting and stuff, and obviously like,
Oh God.
but yeah, that was her reaction to it.
Which Christmas isn't even really like a Christian thing anymore. It's kind of just like
It's
World
definitely
thing,
not.
sort of.
yeah, like it's just kind of
I
like
mean,
an American thing.
I think it's
more
like a
so.
capitalist thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
it's
get-
about
That's what
buying
I'm
shit.
saying.
Yeah.
So many businesses think it's fine to just drop a Christmas tree wherever. Like, I'm not saying it's not fine, but it is
Yeah.
a religious symbol, technically.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of like throwing the God in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
That's something that we
Love the separation of
overlook.
state and religion, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we don't need religion in schools. I don't think. Well, it's not
Yeah,
really.
it's not really in school.
It's not in schools anymore.
Technically learn
It kind of
about it.
is in the South.
Really?
There's schools in the South where they teach
creation.
Bible lore, creationism, and
Yeah.
It seems so wrong.
the Bible Belt. I love the Bible Belt.
It's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird, honestly. Like, we're supposed to have our big separation of church and state, and
But it's
Yeah.
impossible
it's literally impossible. Like,
in a Christian nation when all the politicians are Christian.
yeah.
You know, it's hard to, because people are going to base their policy off of their religion, especially when religion and morals are tied so closely. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
I can't wait till America wakes up and is more like fucking Europe.
So,
Wake up, you sheeple.
you sheeple.
Edgy, edgelord.
Going
But,
off the
but
edge.
seriously, like if we started to be more like Europe in every aspect, it would be a lot better. There's more people in Europe. I think it's like a third now. Don't believe in any religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've
getting
heard something
better.
like that too. Yeah.
It's getting better.
I mean, going off the edgy, it
Go off
seems
the
like
edgy.
it seems like a lot of just a changing of your beliefs is rooted around the middle school age where you're kind of like slipping over, and then it's weird seeing like what we take away from that and keep as we grow up and what we get rid of, because like obviously I don't think anarchy right now
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a good thing.
Definitely.
It's like you first introduced like, these ideas around middle school age, or at least you understand them around there, and then it's kind of like that's the basis for building up who you're gonna be.
No, I went through that phase too. I thought I was like, well, why the fuck can't everyone just do whatever they want?
Yeah,
Anarchy.
it's so stupid, but
It is. You need order and government and
I need
anything. You
someone to
can't.
govern me.
I can't govern
Someone's got
myself.
to do it.
I'm not saying the government needs to govern me. I think we need to govern all of the stupid people in America.
Yeah,
That's why we need. That's why
a
we
good
need.
criteria.
It's like almost everyone.
Yeah, you have to take an IQ test before you have to obey the laws.
There you go.
That would solve all of our problems.
Base the speed limit on how smart you are.
Well, let me
If you're
tell
smart enough, you know all that. You see the car like go speeding down the fucking road, and you're like, that guy must be fucking smart.
well, let me
That guy's thinking with his brain.
Damn, I'll never be able to be like him.
check your driver's license, see if your IQ is up to par with how fast you're going.
Oh my god! Imagine if your IQ was on your driver's license.
That'd
That'd be weird.
That'd be really weird.
Yeah.
IQ is such a weird rating to begin with, too.
I've never
It's
taken
like-
an IQ test.
I
Have any
haven't
of you
taken a
guys?
legitimate one.
No, me
It's
either.
Bullshit.
You took an
Yeah,
online
online,
one.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
It's-
even think I've ever heard of.
You know what's
anyone
really
taking one.
weird? When like the guidance counselors tell you they're like tracking your IQ throughout school, and
Yeah.
they like have it in like a personal record. And you're
Really?
able to see it. Yeah. They
Oh,
told
yeah.
I've heard
us,
that.
they
That's
told us
sketchy.
that.
Holy
They,
shit.
yeah, no, they won't show you it though. They will never show anyone it because they don't want the kids to be.
Wow, discouraged. or
Yeah.
whatever. It's put into place like that anyway. Education system is like in tracks. So like people are put on like the low track, like the slower kids, obviously, and but then like that's why a lot of well, social groups have to do with it too. But like all the smart kids and like the well-off kids are in FBLA and shit like that. And then like a little bit lower, you'll see people in like agriculture stuff. You know, like they sort of push them into these fields without like knowing anything about them other than their intelligence, which I think is stupid.
It's like really weird too. It's like, how do they base that even? Like, based off test scores?
It's based when you're really young. It starts too. That's the fucked up thing.
It's based on all
When you go
those
to middle school, basically.
Yeah.
It's all those tests that they had us do. Like
Those are what it's based
I think
on.
it's what
Those tests are bullshit.
yeah, they are.
Pretty much, I feel like everybody just like fills out the bubbles.
Yeah, because you don't get at the point at that time.
I don't think it's a reflection, is what I'm saying. I don't think I don't think anyone should get discouraged if you're doing bad in school. Well, I think you, to a point, should.
Yeah, maybe you should
That's how
change.
it's built. Like, everything is like meant to discourage you from doing bad. But, like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. School, like the traditional school system we have now, is not meant for everybody. Like, obviously, like if you have somebody who knows they're gonna be like a construction worker for the rest of their life, what the fuck are they gonna need algebra or like physics?
It's all in their head though, because I bet you that guy, if he could overcome it, it's like the fake it till you make it kind of movement. If you
Sure.
that construction worker, if he really believed he could be, I don't know, a doctor or something, he probably could. He probably could do it.
It's like one way to do it, but also it's like not a good way to do it because the way we have it set up is obviously to prepare every single student to go to college, but it's like there's no way every student's gonna go to college. Like there's so many people that just don't fit it.
Yeah.
The problem is with our high school because a lot of kids from other high schools, better high schools around here like Bayport, like the rate of people that go on to college from Bayport is a lot higher than O'Connell Falls. Yeah.
O'Connell Falls is like an agriculture town.
Yeah.
Just a farm town.
If we would
Did you
have
guys know that O'Connell does not have a FFA?
Really?
They don't have FFA at their school. Really? Like one of my friends is from O'Connell, and he's like, "What's FFA? Like, what is that?" That seems so weird to me because it's like probably the
FFA
biggest.
is like a huge
Yeah,
thing, too.
it's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say like that doesn't even stop in college. The thing where you're learning about shit that you're not going to use. I'm going to a 4-year school right now, and I'm in the first 2 years pretty much. You're taking gen eds, which are like right now I'm in like biology and like fucking philosophy and shit.
Right.
And I'm an English major, so none of this matters to me at all. But I have to take it.
Seems
So
like
it's basically the same thing.
Seems like a huge waste of resources.
Yeah.
Teaching everyone like 4 years of math. Like think about all the money that goes into that and everyone's time that goes into it. And like I have not used algebra, even like basic algebra, like once in like the 4 years that I've been graduated.
No, yeah.
For anything, and it's the same with like even English. Like elementary English should be taught, but like, do you really need to know how to write a paper to live your life?
No, I disagree with that. I think we should force all these people to take this many because like all the classes because
I think up to a point, yeah, up to a point. But I mean, I guess it helps discover what you like and what you're good at and the things that you want to go into.
Yeah.
But
besides that, I think we need a better educated society.
yeah,
In America, we need to have everyone take all the class. I think they're doing it fine. I don't think we should like not force kids to go to math or take off.
Yeah.
Especially English.
English-
Maybe math take off because I don't use math, but English for sure. People, I don't know. It's not just about writing papers. It's also about like.
It's about being
Communication.
It's
Yeah.
about being a well-rounded human being.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what they should do is take out math completely and replace it with a class that teaches you how to do taxes, how to like vote, like where do I find information that's not biased and shit like that, like a humanity class or something like that. Like
Being
it's
an
more
adult,
realistic.
yeah, right. So many things that I feel like I could use that I just was not taught in high school.
Or like very briefly in like a class nobody gave two shits about. Like,
Yeah,
Sure,
I do remember a class in like middle school. I think.
Yeah, that's too early.
Well, that was like
Yeah.
right before high school. I think it was the business.
It was
ethics
business.
or
Yeah, it was.
something.
Yeah,
business
they taught me how to write a
Yeah.
check, which pretty much no longer exists.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that Miss Hogus?
Yeah,
That's how to write
it's
a
fucking
check.
bogus.
Bogus.
Hogus.
You. That was a huge section.
Shout out to Miss Hogus.
Shut up, Mrs.
You're
Hogus.
fucking
You
bogus
taught-
as hell.
She also had a big section teaching us how to score bowling. I remember, which is completely pointless.
How to what?
How to score like a bowling game, like
Oh,
playing
yeah.
bowling,
In
like
case you were ever, you know, at a bowling alley without
if the
without
computer
electronic-
breaks, right? Yeah.
What if the
What?
computer breaks?
It's at least like a real life example though. Of, like sometimes you
Yeah.
actually have to use math, but I think if it came to the point where like the computer was broken, I probably just wouldn't keep score.
But that even
I
even
wouldn't be
proves
able
the
to get my
point.
pen and paper.
That even proves the point. What's wrong with teaching math? Like, oh, we could use this if we need to, if this shit is broken, but this shit's not gonna be broken. Like,
No.
yeah. But anyway, we were talking about religion.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. We
Let's
just
get
got
back to
so
religion.
off topic.
I wanted to say another thing about like having problems being an atheist. I was in a AP class in high school that was like European history or something, and our teacher, it was Mr. Leitz. He basically had us all like raise our hands for each religion, like what we are, which was
That's-
kind of weird,
yeah, that's
but
kinda
like
fucked up.
yeah, I don't know. So they were like, all right, Catholic, whatever, and for one, I was surprised that there weren't as many Catholics because I grew up Catholic, so I thought just like, oh, everyone's like this, right?
Wisconsin's really Lutheran.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was mostly Lutheran.
Yeah.
But I was literally the only person in the class to say that I was an atheist, and yeah, the only person. And I was a senior in high school, so this was like not that long ago,
Yeah.
which is completely crazy to me. Like, it makes me feel like either these people are lying or like are embarrassed to say it or whatever, or maybe
Yeah.
or maybe they're just like
What I think it is that people are on the edge of becoming atheists. Most people, because there's not like nobody goes to church. There's not like the only people that really you see in a church are the older generations.
Yeah.
The younger generations, I think, I think they're just scared to say that they don't believe in God.
yeah, they'll get their Christmas taken away and shit.
Get their Christmas taken away.
Or
Well, I
they're
mean-
scared to let like their curiosity like manifest in their mind and like question
Yeah.
whether even as a god because it's like against their religion. So they
Yeah.
don't even want to make that first step. Like whenever I bring up like or talk to my mom about it at all, like she gets so uncomfortable. Like she doesn't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's how most people are. They don't
Yeah.
100% believe it.
I mean,
They-
there's a lot to say about like the kids who are in AP classes in high school too. Like these are your like trying hardest at school and like education. Like a lot of the kids who are straight up willing to say they're atheists in high school aren't. They just don't care about school either.
Yeah.
Like,
But then on the other hand, you could say that these are the smartest kids that should be thinking about shit like, oh, maybe the Earth wasn't created 6,000
Yeah.
years ago. Like, just shit like that.
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
God
those
planted the dinosaur bones.
I mean, like every person pretty much has to go through that phase of like questioning within their lifetime. But
Yeah.
I feel like those kids are gonna end up hitting that in college, not high school. And high
Yeah.
school, they're pretty straightforward
That
still.
makes sense.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really like start becoming like an atheist. Like I used to like question if there was a god or anything like that. Like I was always like atheist leaning, but I never really like started questioning it a lot until after high school.
They
and
really
right after.
they try to like scare you away from questioning it. Like they
Yeah.
say like if you question it at all, if you put any god before our God, if you don't spread the word of God like a fucking plague, then like then you're going to hell. So don't do it.
Yeah. Yes, that's the thing too. Like looking at that and like looking at science, it's like, how can you not trust science? Science is rooted in being a fact and finding the right answer, and it's like a lot of these religious people just completely don't trust many things in science.
It's
like
all
global
faith
warming.
based. That's what they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
It is all
It's
faith
all
based,
faith.
and it kind of undermines. It undermines scientific research to a degree because these people, mostly Republicans, are Christians or religious, I guess, and they don't believe they're not looking at scientific fact for religion. So then they're not looking at scientific fact for climate change. They're not
Yeah.
looking at scientific fact for anything. It undermines the entire institution of science, I guess.
Yeah, I'd
That
agree.
makes sense. Why a lot of right wing people like believe in conspiracy theories too.
Yeah, they think anything's possible. They believe in like a man in the sky, and they believe like, I don't know, they believe in miracles and stuff like that, like that God did all this stuff, and then they're like, anything is possible. I mean,
Yeah, but
the
then
government could've.
but then science isn't possible. Right? Like it's not possible for the world to be heating up slightly every year.
No, it's a big conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Between all scientists, there's nothing big.
And then there was a small team of Republicans in America who uncovered the giant world conspiracy that 98% of the scientists were hiding.
They were paid by Hillary.
It's made by China.
Like China.
But I do want to say for religion, I think there's definitely positives to it. I think that people need, well, some people I guess need something to look to for their morals. So they need the 10 Commandments to know that they shouldn't like steal from people or something.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It seems like that should be intrinsic. It should be something that you find in yourself. Like, would I want this to happen to me? But I don't know. I feel like that's where a lot of people get it from originally. So
maybe
they
people
think they need
believe
it.
that if they didn't have it, they would go off the rails.
Yeah,
and they
that
would
might
just.
that might be part of it. Yeah.
If I didn't have God, I would just be killing people all the time.
No.
Yeah,
I
that
think
could
a lot of
definitely be.
people just need a reason, like, to why they're there, like, why they're existing.
This
you
is
know?
I was gonna say that
And,
too.
like, people can't handle the fact that they're just gonna be dead, and then like nothing's really gonna matter, and
Yeah.
you're not working your whole life to like live in eternal bliss afterwards.
Yeah.
You can either live with illusions or and be happy, or you can live without illusions and know the truth, but be extremely unhappy about what's going to happen.
It turns out God was the friends we made along the way.
What?
I mean, it's like,
What one would you rather be anyway? Would you rather be a person who believes in because you're happy then if you believe in God, you think that there's something going on after you die.
no.
I'd rather be ignorant too, but now that I know, I can't go
that's,
back.
That's the Matrix. That's the movie The Matrix. Are you taking the red pill or the blue pill? Like, I don't know. It's an interesting question.
That's like a huge part of it too, though. It's like, what do you even believe at this point? Like, everybody is gonna have their own personified version of the Bible. So, like, what do you trust? It's like there are things that are in the Bible that are obviously crazy as fuck, and you just can't trust that. Like, so like article about how you can't eat shrimp or some shit like that.
There's
Yeah,
something about
there's
killing your
crazy
neighbor if
shit.
he's gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a whole bunch of crazy stuff in
You
there.
can, I think there's one that you can like beat a woman if like the rod that you beat her with is a certain.
That was a
diameter
law, I
or
think.
something.
I don't think that was in the Bible, but I know what you're talking
I
about.
must be confusing.
It has to be it has to be skinnier than your finger,
Yeah.
and then you can beat her with a twig, I guess.
So it's like every Christian has to like draw a line somewhere where it's like, this is completely fucking nuts. I'm not gonna do that. Like,
Most Christians have
Most
never read the
don't.
Bible. Most of them,
Yeah.
I think most of them have not read. I'm pretty sure my parents haven't read the Bible. I'm guessing. I've never read the Bible.
It's a big
I've never
ass
read his
book.
book.
No, I don't think I've read it. It's too long.
My mom didn't know what Noah's Ark was until she was like 43. My sister brought it up. That's like a dang catechism, and we were like talking about Noah's Ark, and she had no idea what we were talking about. That's like the poster story.
Yeah, that was one of the feel-good
That's the whole
stories in the
thing.
Bible.
feel-good stories of the
Stories
Bible.
where God lets his wrath out of us. Kills us all, and we have to put all our animals.
All those
our-
happy animals.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good coming-of-age story, Noah's Ark. And that's the delivery man.
Alright, and that's it for this week, folks. Tune in next week when we talk about another zany topic.
Zip, zippity, zip, boop, pop.